folks, Jonathan here in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, way up here. And we went to Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, and to an auction, and didn't know it was an Amish auction, and didn't know things were going to go as high as they went, but they went high. But we got a few things. So 2.5-inch steam governor, we got a 3-inch valve, two 10 horsepower 1800 RPM steam turbines, and there's some wire and governor parts, and we brought the trailer. But I wanted to get away for a little bit and take a day off, so about a 8.5 hour drive. So I'm driving the old white Chevrolet gas truck because diesel has gotten so high, can't afford to run it. But so we got the steam turbines. We will we're going to try them out. So they've been cut and taken out of service out of a factory somewhere, but 10 horsepower 1800 RPM, got governors on them. There's my riding partner Carl, and 2.5-inch governor. We needed it anyway, so worked out real well, and we're gonna get rolling. Didn't need the trailer, put new tires on it, redone the lights, got the tags on it, all that good stuff. But well, you never know, we may find something on the way back. So we're hunting, but I think we're in Lebanon, close to Allentown, Fredericksburg. Well, Allentown, I don't know. Anyway, all right, I'll show you more. All right, folks, we're back. Fun trip. Had some hair-raising moments there at the auction, not on the road. But we're back, and here's our steam turbines. Got one in the bucket. I had no idea how heavy these things were. That's all this little tractor wants. Matter of fact, if I push down on it, I'm afraid it's going to flip over. So this one's still got some machinery grout on it. I think these things came out of, well, I bought them out of Youngstown, Ohio. So they come out of a factory there, I'm assuming. And you can see where they were torched out. Someone torched the bolts off and cut the exhaust. They've got, both of them's got governors. So we're going to see how well they run. I'll probably keep one, sell the other one. I just really need one for, an example here. And I think this one's got the knobs and all on it. It's in pretty good shape. I think I'll maybe see if we can get this one around. I think this is a safety shut off or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn this stuff and figure it out. There's not much info online about this. So these are Carling, C-A-R-L-I-N-G. They're 1800 RPM, 10 horsepower. So it'd be good to run a generator. Really good, actually. And it looks like they've only got about a 1.5 inch inlet on the steam pipe. So I mean, I'm sure they'll use some steam, but I don't know how much they would. It couldn't, I don't know, maybe it'd be bad, I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, so the governor controls it, and I think, like I said, I think this is a maybe an overspeed shutdown or something, I don't know. And we got two valves there, so we'll have to just learn it. Not sure where this was made. I don't think the other tags is as readable, but I might be wrong. It's on there, but I can't read it. It needs cleaned off. But like I said, they were in a factory, so they're not in terrible shape. You can see where they was taken out. Like I said, machinery got still on the bottom of that one. And so I don't know. We hope. You can see this has got a broken drain pipe right there, so that's going to have to be repaired. All right, folks. Here's one of my steam turbines. I've got them unloaded. These things are heavy. They're over 300 pounds. It's just crazy how heavy that thing is. So I'm not sure on a lot of this stuff. So I'm going to do quite a bit of studying on these before I even attempt to mess with them. I don't want to do anything that's going to, jeopardize me screwing something up. And kind of weird on the exhaust, trying to figure out why, or I know they just cut it off, but I don't know whether they had just a straight pipe or what come out of it. But they torched the shaft off here, but this is a coupler right here, so we're good there. And engine turns really good and smooth. And I know this is a safety cutoff for if it overspeeds. And it's got a governor, of course, should be governed at 1800 RPM. It's got a pipe cut off here that I've got to figure out. just a few things. Of course, our inlet will get something hooked up there, but I want to get it cleaned up, checked out, see what it is for lubrication, and go ahead and try to fire this thing, figure out what these knobs are for. I don't even know what that is, and of course I'm assuming this is a single stage. I know Carling Manufacturing, who made this, and I can't say where it was made because it's Worcestershire, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, Mass, but they had a lot of patents on their wheel and inside there with what they call the buckets. I do know that. I've done a little studying on it and the design of them and such. So, you know, maybe this will be a good one. I think both of them are probably going to be just stuff they took out of service, and then it's going to check it out for me, and we're going to see if it'll be all right. And also, let me add, I did try to put some air to this, and with no luck, it didn't do anything. So hopefully, steam will handle it. It could be. I hope the valve's not stuck, shutting it off. I don't think it is, but anyway, we're going to see when we get steam to it. That's a big difference. All right, folks, got it sitting on an old box here, wooden box, and we've got her plumbed in to our temporary line. And I was going to try to fire it tonight, but I had gotten rotation calls, highway patrol, and had to pick up some cars. So I don't know. It's probably going to be tomorrow. All right, following day. Really cold out today. That's all right. It froze last night pretty good. Pine straw and pine cones. Now they're not the driest as they can be, because when they're dry they're really fluffed out than pine cones, but they're a little bit moist, but that's okay. Don't take much to start a fire around here. It takes more to put one out. We have a lot of fire lines cut and stuff around here because of you know, people setting fires that were burning trash and it comes out of the barrel or something like that, which is still illegal to burn it anyway, but they do it. But anyway, but yeah, pine cones are really good for starting a fire. I don't think there's much any better around here. Maybe some fat lighter off these pine stumps, but anyway, we'll get her going and hopefully we'll have a turbine running. Okay, folks, we're getting the boiler up to temperature now so we can run this thing, or try to run it. So I was doing some studying on these turbines on the Carling, trying to figure out what year this was, and we're dating this thing somewhere in the 30s, probably the early 30s is the best I can tell, and I don't think I'm too far off on it. But I did find out that name tag, I guess is what you call it, or it's actually a trademark tag, the Carling with the wings on it. So it was applied for in 1940, and it was actually registered in 1940, and it was canceled in 2001. But the thing about it is well, they started using it in 1918 was the first time it was used, and renewed in 1980, but like I said, canceled in 2001. So the company was in business for a long time. They made a lot of electric blowers and stuff like that, but a forge blower was what this was probably, and it came from Youngstown, Ohio, which there was a lot of steel manufacturing going on up there. So we're thinking that these was forge blowers for probably one of the steel mills up there. So anyway, we got two of them here. This one here I'm going to try to fire up. We're going to see if it works. The other one we'll do later, but one of them is going to be for sale eventually. And if anybody's interested, 1800 RPM, 10 horsepower would be good for a generator or something like that. The inlet line, I guess, is 1.5 inches. So, you know, it would take a little bit of a boiler to run it, but I'm thinking that this 25 horse boiler should run a 10 horsepower engine pretty easy. So, okay, folks, I'm thinking that this is going to be our drain for our water right here, where I pulled out a line that had been cut off. It's actually torched off, believe it or not. So we're just going to stick a valve in there temporarily, and we'll leave it open when we start it. But I think that's what this is the water drain. I'm not positive, but I know they got them on it, and that's the only place I can see that's low enough to have one. So we'll try it out and see if that works. Alright. Alright folks, I got it running here. Somebody had adjusted the governor completely off on it. And not sure why. Pretty good. So we don't have any exhaust on it. We need something on it. I might slide a pipe down in there or something. But as you can see, it's running good. Now I did take that end shaft off. You can see it's wobbling a little bit. Causing a little bit of a vibration, but not bad. I should have already taken it off, but I didn't. So we greased it up, oiled it up, made sure everything was good. And it's actually running really well. A few little leaks, but I mean nothing. I think you're going to get some out of it anyway. And it seems like that's a lot of steam coming out, but we're not losing any pressure at all on the boiler. So, and of course, this is our water drain. And it don't lose much out of it. You can see we're losing some oil too because I put oil in it. I didn't want to take a chance on anything being too dry. So let's see if I can find a pipe to stick down there or something to get that exhaust away from it. Okay, so we got some makeshift exhaust on it. I did not pull this off. I need to pull this off. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can get it off, but we're going to try. Let me get an Allen wrench and see if I can. Because we don't need that out there vibrating, shaking it. See if we can loosen it up and tap it off there. All right, hold on. Alright folks, I'm going to show you a couple things. You know, this thing's sitting here running right now, and I want to show you the balance of this thing. It's crazy. I never thought much about it, but you can see that the water is not moving. It's not vibrating or nothing, that water that's down there. No ripples. And there's my nickel. And that nickel is not glued on there. That nickel is set on there. And it is spinning. Crazy. I guess I didn't think a whole lot about it, you know, vibration wise or anything like that. Now, we've got a few little leaks that needs taken care of and fixed. Leaking around the valve up top, leaking around the packing seal here. I hadn't tried to tighten it. A little bit of leaks here, but I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, it'll run like that, no problem. And these valves, I'm still not absolutely sure what they do, but I know when I adjust them, I can make it sound a little better with them out a little bit. So the exhaust it just sounded better. Hard to explain, but so we left it at that. But man, impressed with these things for sure. But you know, 81% of the electricity in the United States is produced from one of these steam turbines. You know, whether it be fossil fuel or nuclear, it's still running steam turbine. And then we got water turbine, and then of course we got wind power when the wind's blowing, and a little bit of solar power when the sun's shining. But you know, that stuff's not dependable anyway. To hear them say it is, but it's not. Don't care what they say. You know, either way, they're just working as charging systems anyway to charge a battery pack or battery bank most of the time. So anyway, who knows? All right. You know, that's one thing I never really thought about. on these things was the balance, but the nickel's still on there, and I'm going to show you before I'm done that it's not glued on. We'll fire it up and see if it'll stay under, you know, a load going up. But now this is sitting on a plywood box that come out of a back of an old van because I needed something to get the engine up on, and it's not bolted to the box at all. It's just sitting there, and you can see the weight of it's pushing down on the box, and the water's puddled there. So these things are pretty heavy, but it's still not mounted down, and you would think, you know, being on a wooden box not mounted, that it would vibrate a little bit or shake a little bit, but here it goes. Now some water. All right, so looks like most of our leak is between here and here, which could be fixed. There's a little bit up here, but I don't even know that I'd mess with it, to be honest with you. It's not that big of a deal. Anyway, I like it. Maybe we'll try to get this belted up or hooked up to the other generator we've got. Maybe I've got another one that a buddy of mine's working on for me. I can't remember how many kW it is, but I don't think it's probably somewhere around 10. But that would be a really nice one to belt this to and to get the ratio right, to run the right RPMs and use this for a generator. So we may do that, you never know. And it might just get hooked to a blower. I do have a blower, the big one, that would be nice. And I've got a 6 horsepower Predator engine on it now on the blower, and it's not really enough for it. It's a big squirrel cage, so maybe we'll hook this to it and get it spinning up. So, all right. Anyway, I appreciate everybody watching, and if you're anybody interested in the other one I've got, I'm going to probably test it too, and want to make sure it runs before I get rid of it, and which I'm sure it does, because it spins just as good as this one. And these were taken out of service. I don't think they wasn't replaced because they was bad. They was replaced because they was we're making all the steel products in China now, or well, somebody is, it ain't us. And so that's why this stuff was you know, all these steel yards or steel plants are getting shut down and going away. We got Nina here to give it a CAT scan. So Nina, you ain't gonna like the heat. Anyway, all right, appreciate everybody watching. Till next time, bye.